Russia's President Vladimir Putin has announced the implementation of a mobilization for the war in Ukraine. Moments after Putin called up 300,000 reservists in Russia's first such mobilization since World War II, a human rights lawyer said citizens had already started getting orders to enlist. Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said the army was calling up people with experience of service and military specialists to fight in Ukraine. The flights from Moscow to Istanbul, Turkey, one of the few countries Russians can still travel to without a visa, were booked out minutes after Putin's speech. So why is this bad news, you might ask? Because it's the Russia is losing scenario I described in one of my long video reports. This will have consequences inside Russia. While I doubt that big protests will erupt, I am by no means a Russia expert. But it looks like Russia wants to end the war quickly now. The Ukrainian resistance is getting stronger each day. Now the Kremlin wants to hold referendums in 4 of the east provinces in Ukraine, to annex them and make them part of the Russian Federation. It seems like the Russian army has gigantic problems, and the 300,000 additional men will be used to cycle out the tired army personnel inside the country, fighting for almost 6 months now. So there won't be an attack with additional 300,000 men, but the capability to change personnel at the front, so the professional soldiers have time to rest. But that's not the important part for you here. This is the biggest escalation since the start of the war, because now Russia has changed forever. They claim that it's only a partial mobilization, but the laws don't specify who and how much personnel can be drafted. But from now on, even in Russia, it is clearly a war that could escalate into something bigger. Now, we have fights erupting between post-Soviet republics, and the Russian sphere of influence is collapsing. But exactly this is the most dangerous scenario I talked about in past videos. A complete Russian collapse will be the most dangerous situation that humanity has ever faced. And yes, it may sound a bit overdramatic, but think about the nuclear weapons of the Russian Federation. The world cannot allow a civil war, fighting over the biggest nuclear arsenal on the globe. This winter will be hard. This winter will see many people suffering. And what scares me the most is that this is just the beginning. If you want to know which conflicts will erupt in the next 10 years, then the video on the right is just for you. In the link down below you can support me on Patreon. And on the left, we look at the World War III scenario. My name is Dennis, thank you for watching and goodbye.